Hi everyone, it's Jo. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today I'm back here again with your tarot forecast for August 2025. And guess what, guys? This was completely unintentional. Today I am pulling from the Tarot of the Divine tarot deck, and I'm also going to be pulling from the Divine Feminine. So I don't know if that says something about August. I haven't actually looked at the cards yet, but just based off of vibes alone and based off what I picked too, now that I'm looking at it, it's gonna be a little bit celestial, if you will. It's definitely giving that. But yes, I'm so excited to be pulling for you guys again. Thank you so much for allowing me to do so. But yes, here we have three different choices. We have the sun and the moon. Actually, this is a pendant from one of my necklaces. It's actually a magnifying glass. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's a magnifying glass. Isn't that so cool? Anyway, so we have a sun and moon pendant. We have a scarab, and this is also an earring that I have. Anyway, we have a scarab, and then we have a gold dollar coin. So, you know, we're getting a little bit like celestial here, especially with this dollar. A lot of people are going to get real mad about it when me saying it's celestial. And I don't mean it as in like, you know, you know what? I'm just gonna like not explain myself because that could give bias. So, yes, and I don't want you guys to feel based off what I say. I want you to feel based off your own intuition. So, we're going to leave it at that. I might touch on it later at the end of the video. So, I'm going to pull an oracle deck as always. We're going to do a collective reading, but before we do that, please consider liking and subscribing. You don't have to like the video right now if you don't really like it, but it would mean the world to me if you subscribed. I'm trying to reach a goal here, and subscribing would help me reach it the most, if not liking and commenting as well. So comment to me comment in the description which group that you picked, and what you're hoping for this August, your intentions for this August. I know that's exactly what I'm going to do after I film this. And yeah, let's just get into it. And the first card popped out. Let's see what it is. The Joy Permeated Mother. Let me try to pronounce her name. Anandamaya Ma. Okay. I probably butchered that, but that's okay. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. Ooh, we're talking about the core here. We love that. And I love saying the word core for many different reasons. It's just, I know so you guys know that I know Latin, so it's just like core is used in Latin so much, in Latin literature so much, for it. It's like such a strong word. COR, it means heart too. So I love using that word. It's such a strong word. It's one of my favorite words. So we are talking about the core here, not just in means of the heart, but in means of the soul too, in means of the full whole self. The seed that was inside of you when you were born. That is what we're talking about. And I love that because this is where you should be led by your intuition. This is where your intuition stems from. And also, you know what? Like this could be like I'm thinking about like how I'm trying to go on to different tangents here about like why things are so significant and how everything has meaning and how everything is just so deeply interconnected. But that's not what this video is for. But it is a statement, a testament to this card here, is that everything is so connected. It's like kind of crazy sometimes how people just don't see the connection between like one thing and another, between philosophy and metaphysics, between like witchcraft and I don't know, science. it's like everything is so connected, math even, and literature, like actually like poems and poetry, excuse me. It's kind of absolutely insane how people can just compartmentalize things and not see the whole picture, the whole vision. And so this card, I feel, is saying, as I'm continuing to go on these tangents and wanting to explore the different spiritual meanings of literally everything, or significance, not even just spiritually, but even philosophically, excuse me, psychologically, just in general, like literally everything. This card here is saying that you know exactly what you see, the third eye. Oh my gosh, you know exactly. I can't even, guys. Today is just great. Let me finish my thought. Let me keep going. Um, this is a beautiful message already. So, you know exactly what it is that you need to be doing because you live this life first and foremost, and you lived this life for so much, so long. Your core self is your past, present, and future. And I really want, and so here we have the joy permeated mother, permeates through literally, like, anyway. I need to take a breath. I need to take a step. I need to take a moment because this is just so, this I feel is so significant for you, is being so connected with everything. It's literally the universal law of oneness at play is what I'm trying to take in. And this is probably why I picked the divines in, the divine cards, is because we should all be feeling this oneness. It's Leo season right now. We'll be moving into Virgo, the mother, sorry, Virgin, but Virgin, whatever, Virgin Mary, you guys know what I'm talking about. But we'll be moving into Virgo too, so this is also the card for that. It's not only just, the self, but it's also what we're nurturing in yourself personally, if we're talking about the mother, but also what you're nurturing for others, which is an extension of yourself also. Like, can you, I don't know, are you guys with me right now? Because I don't think you're with me. And I think I'm just going on this beautiful tangent of like getting lost in the expansiveness of the universe by myself. But if you're here with me, please comment that you're here with me and you know exactly what I'm saying, because sometimes I know that I can't always be as thorough as I wish, because there aren't words that I know that can express just how deeply meaning what I'm trying to say is. Um, so this is one of those things I fear. Actually, we have the double crown here, which I feel is in a lot of these, because it's a symbol of divinity as well, and that's just like within art. Yeah, so they're in all of them. But it just reminds me of the universal law of oneness, and not just universal law, but there's so many religions that focus on this sense of oneness, the sense of unity, the sense that all is connected. You are not separate from literally anything in this life. You are connected to everything, even things that you can't even imagine, you can't fathom. It's like this. You're just, we're all intertwined, is essentially what I'm trying to say. So whatever it is, and this is where our divinity stems from, um, in the sense that we are all one and we can all connect to different facets of life, and you know that this world or this universe is multifaceted and multidimensional and multi literally everything else, because there's literally endless possibilities. And so going back to what I was saying about the past, present, and future, you are existing all at once, literally all at once, and your core self, your true self, the self that never changes, is aligned not only with the past, present, and future, but also aligned with every every possibility that you yourself could ever experience. And this is where we are when we say, I am my own guru, because you have the potential to know, if you're tapped in, with your intuition, you have the potential. Oh my gosh, you're not hearing me. This is beautiful. You have the potential to know exactly, or at least feel, not necessarily know, but have this innate feeling of what you're supposed to do to be able to get to where you're dreaming about, at night, what you're dozing off to during the day. That dream space where you feel at home, you have the potential to be there. And it's here now within your intuitive self that you can be that, not in the future, not you were there once and you regret not cherishing that. Your golden days haven't left you. This is a now thing. You are in your prime now. You can live your dream life now. You can be your dream self now. You can have your dream body now. You can have your dream career now. You can have your dream anything. You can be living your dreams at this very exact moment if you listen to your intuition and choose that intentionally. Again, set intentions for August. Choose that intentionally to live that from now forward and every day after. This is how big this is. And I have to stop here. I feel as though I'm being cut off right now. Sometimes that does happen within these readings. I want to continue further. Sometimes I might reveal a secret too soon. Sometimes I am just like, I need to just move on, but right now I'm feeling cut off. And I feel like I got that message across as I needed to. So this is how August is looking for us: connectedness, being your own guru, feeling, going back to your core self, knowing your core self discovery, literally introspection work. Also, just, I probably said this before, I feel like I said this before, but being intuitive, strengthening your intuition, and trusting in yourself. The self that literally knows everything about every possibility that can get you to where you want to be and get you to where you don't want to be as well. That's very important. Trust in that self. Trust in yourself, because that is yourself. It's not separate. Again, the universal law of oneness, everything is connected. So you yourself are not separate. And this is another thing, and I am going to cut off after this because I cannot keep going. But stop thinking. This is for a specific person. It could be multiple people, but this is specific. Stop thinking that your higher self is separate from you. It's not. You're calling upon your higher self is just like calling upon your own intuition. This is what I'm talking about genuinely right now, is linking in with that, getting in touch with that. Your higher self is not separate. It's not this divine being that you can just call upon and then it goes away or whatever. No, it's you. And whether or not you choose to embody it at any certain point in time is completely up to you, but it is you. It's literally just you choosing to be that self rather than choosing to be like a self that doesn't really care, a self that is kind of, your lower self, or just like a average. I don't know. Your highest self is you, and it's not separate, and that's very important for you to know. But yeah, this is our card. I'm gonna put this right here. This is for everyone to see. Obviously, you can't see it right now, but I can see it, and that's important. But if it comes back in a reading, I will bring it back, and we're gonna move on to the first group, the sun, moon, sun, whatever group. But time stamps will be linked in the description if you want to skip to your group. And don't forget to watch the outro as well. Sometimes I spill little details over into that section. So please don't forget to watch the outro. And yeah, we're going to move on to the first group now. Thank you. Okay, group number 1. This is your reading for August 2025. We have the sun, the moon, and all of the stars as well. Let's see what that brings for you. Interesting. We have lots of learning, lots of going back, lots of inspiration, hella inspiration and hella passion. It looks like you're on a journey in August. Could be a self discovery with this Six of Cups here. It looks like it is actually. Um, but it's it's gonna be a very fun time for you regardless. It's gonna be eye opening, it's gonna be adventurous, and you're going to have a great time. What I'm feeling is again this very much sense of adventure, and I can't really get that over. It's gonna be a journey. We have the Page of Swords paired with the Ace of Wands. So it looks like you're in the stage right now where you're actually like it's very funny because you're kind of in this stage of your life where you're like not really falling for falsities, like you're very much your eyes are opened and you're seeing the truth. You're living out of integrity and out of honesty as well. But it's also you're having fun while doing it. I don't know. It's like you have like this side where it's very much like you have integrity, but also it's not just this honesty, not just this fairness that's being in place, but also you have like a curiosity for life, a lust for life, as Lana Del Rey would say. And you want to go out and explore and you're going to do it in the most honest way, the truest way that you can be to yourself. That's how you're going to do it, and this is going to spark a great passion within you, this curiosity, this thoughtfulness. This you might actually during the first week of August have a lot of new ideas philosophically or even creatively. We have here with the Ace of Wands, and so this might be you sort of just taking the time to be divinely guided or creatively guided, whichever one feels more correct for you. It might be both, actually. You might be getting a lot of downloads and just doing the work and things like this, and this is going to spark a new beginning for you. This has already started. This Page of Swords, this curiosity, this adventurousness has already like sparked a new beginning. But in the second week of August, around that time, give or take, it's gonna be like, okay, now I'm finally in it. It's gonna be like, okay, now the new beginning started. This is sort of like a closing new beginning, if that makes sense. Like it's closing and also beginning at the same time. And here we have the full on sprint into the start of your new era. And so during this time, you are going to again have divine inspiration, whether that be creatively, whether that be philosophically, whether that just be socially, even because this is, fire, you might, have a new way of speech. You might speak differently, speak a life into yourself. That might be a possibility as well. Whatever it is that you are focusing on, though, is going to be life bringing. So please, please, please set your intentions for this area of your life, and move with intention throughout this area of your life, because this is going to be a very good time for manifestation to take place, if that's what you're looking for. Otherwise, if you're just looking for inspiration, if you're just looking for new ideas to take place, if you want if you're you want to like learn how to live your dream life, like be led that way, this is also a good time to ask for guidance as well for that. It's also a good time to follow any passions that you have, any like sort of hobbies that you've been neglecting. It's a good time to go back into that, especially if they're creative. It's a good time to spark new relationships. So if you have been wanting to network for whatever reason, now would be a good time to do so. But also, if you just want to like be out, have a little bit of flirty time, that's fine too. Especially because we see at the night of one, excuse me, at the end of August as well. This is actually going to be a great time for you to be flirtatious as well. So maybe this is a second date. Who knows? In the terms of love. but we do have a nice spark going here. So I feel as though you're going to be very romantic in August, and that's very sweet. That's very cute. Whether that be for yourself, whether that be for your friends, like platonic romance, that's fine. But if you are going to be romantically romantic, it would be a good time to do so, and you're going to feel deep, intimate connections just regardless. So the third week, give or take, of August is going to be more so like you taking this outwardly experience inward, looking more so at your childhood, looking more so at like interpersonal relationships. You might be focusing on nurturing your friendships, maybe like call up your best friend if you haven't texted them in a while, haven't like hung out with them in a while. This would be a good time for you to do so. Um, really just exploring your inner child as well, really connecting to this child. And also, again, when I say exploring your childhood, going back into your childhood, maybe figuring out like maybe what your purpose is, your dream, if you haven't really figured that out, all the really intricate details of that, excuse me, now would be a good time for you to do so. Well, this would be a good time for you to do so as well. And you might already just like intuitively just do that. You might do maybe a little bit like a regression. You might be more childlike too in this area of August as well. You might, want to go out and play, go out to the playground, go like do a whole bunch of activities. And maybe, I don't know, go to Disneyland. I don't know, something that fuels your child, your inner child. You're just going to be a little bit more playful and more childlike as well. But do not neglect your introspection. If you are looking for introspection, which is encouraged by this card, now would be a good time. This time, during the third week of August, would be a great time for you to do introspective work. And also, I did just get a channel here. If you've ever done like scripting before, not like scripting in the sense where you're like manifesting while writing, but like I forget what it's actually called, like the divination tool, where you're like literally just scribbling on like a piece of paper and just kind of just like letting it go by, and whether you get actual words, whether you get like just images or whatever from the paper, it's like divination from that. This would be a good time to do that as well with the Ace of Wands. That's what I'm getting from here too. Um, but yes, moving on to this Knight of Wands, this is a great time for manifestation as well. Um, but it's also a great time for you to just go for it. This Knight of Wands is inviting not only adventure, but for you to have like this can-do attitude, this feeling of I can get whatever I want. This is you pushing the momentum back from your like adventurous side that you had during the beginning of August, pushing that through towards like the end and into even September as well. So, really bring out this playfulness, bring out this maybe even competitiveness, not competitive in the sense where you're competing with other people, but competitive in the sense where like you're kind of like having a bet with yourself, like, oh, I bet I can do this, and like proving to yourself that you can. Like, that's what I mean by competitive. Um, is always just because you never like, there's no need for competition. But yes, so also this Knight of Wands is letting you know that it's okay, again, to be a little flirtatious. Flirting is a beautiful energy. And I would encourage that. So, go off and have your sexcapades if you're into that. If not, just have a very light and playful nature. Because that's the type of energy that actually brings your manifestations in, is like a lighthearted, playful energy. So the Six of Cups and Knight of Wands, that's when you're going to be expecting like previous manifestations, I would say, or just manifestations in general to come in. But this Knight of Wands is like encouraging you to actually do like the physical work as well, not just expect it to come in to you. This is more like a masculine energy, so you're going out and going to get what you want instead of allowing yourself to receive that. So this is what that Knight of Wands is for. Let's pull a oracle card for you, again from the Divine Feminine Oracle, and let's see what pops up. What's oh my gosh. Well, I just shot the other group's deck. That's fun. Let's see what this says. Thecla, the prophetess of true power. I call my power back from all times, in all places. I am my own. Yes. See, this is beautiful. And this like goes hand in hand with this. I am my own. I am my own, Guru. I know that the self that never changes. I feel like these definitely go hand in hand. But it's like this energy of like you, again, this truthfulness, this honesty, saying true to you, taking back your power, reclaiming this. And this is what this connects to. And also this Knight of Swords here, really everything here. It's just like really focusing on yourself, giving that Leo energy, but also like giving yourself the introspection again. To deal with that, going into Virgo, going out to go get what you want and making the plan to do so. Also, this Page of Swords connects with Virgo too. You're having just very like a beautiful energy here in August that connect astrologically as well with the sun. But yes, so you're calling your power back from all times and all places. Again, the universal law of oneness. And you're following that your core and going into whatever timeline that you need to go into in order to live your dream life. It might be even this timeline, but whatever it is, you're not going to stop. You're not going to take any detours. You have a straight beeline for your dream life, and that's beautiful. That's amazing. What I would call on you to do is to do affirmations. It's like the easiest thing that you could do. If you remember to do them, then you're groovy. But whatever you say your intentions for this August, do your affirmations for those. Really tailor them to you specifically, like what aligns with you and your, intentions, ambitions, goals, whatever. Really tailor them like to what speaks to you, and that would be the best thing for you to do. You can record them. What I like to do, actually, my part of my morning ritual is whenever I'm like in the bathroom, I will like whenever I'm like gua shaing my face, I will listen to, and this is a very specific thing because I'm like, why would I do that when I'm gua shaing? I don't know. It just helps, I guess. I don't know. But whatever, you would listen to your affirmations and you repeat them. Give yourself space to repeat them, as well as record them. But give yourself space to repeat within your recording. And as you're doing whatever you're doing in the morning or at night, however, you'll, I guess, absorb them the best. That's a weird way of putting that, but grasp them the best is a better way. Is, you do that during that time. And do whatever mindless action that you have to do, but also just repeat them during that time, and that's a great practice for you. Another thing that I would like for you to do is protect yourself by having like a deflection or like an absorbing crystal on you, if that makes sense. Like hematite is a good one. This is like a one that I wear all the time is hematite. Tourmaline is also a good one. It's one I gravitate towards as well. Just like a protective stone that reflects, maybe even absorbs any sort of like negativity, so that you can stay in this very light, playful, passionate, intimate, flirty vibe that you'll have going on in August. And yeah, that is basically what I prescribe you. But this is beautiful energy. And if you take advantage of this and choose this, then you will have a great life. Because at this point in time, you're choosing your highest timeline. And that is, where you'll just be for like the rest of your life if you continue again to set that intention that from here on out, this is the life that you're going to live. But again, you have to be intentional about that. You can't fall back into old habits. You can't fall back into old self or whatever. Choose this always. This is your new normal. And if it is, then so be it, and you'll live a great life. And that's really all that I have for you today. So thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment if this message resonated with you. And we will move on to the next group. Thank you so much. Okay, group 2, Scare Up group. This is your reading for August 2025. Love that. Love it. Obviously. Anyway, ooh, love that. These are such pretty cards. Anyway, this is beautiful energy. We do get here though, and it's kind of like, it's giving a little bit of self-sabotage, but for the most part, you and group 1 have similar energies. You're just more so like reaping the rewards. But there's still like this energy of like flirtation going on with the lovers we have, and also with these two, the 6 of Wands, like this heroes come home homecoming, excuse me. It's beautiful. Let me just put this off to the side here, the scarab. Anyway, but yeah, and this 10 of Wands is really speaking damage to me right now. Not like damage is happening, but it's like speaking a lot to me is what that's like what I was trying to portray. But we do have to be careful with this 4 of Wands. But generally throughout August, you're going to have a great month. And there's going to be so many energies, so many times that you can take advantage of good things where manifestation will be prominent. This is really getting to me. Anyway, and I will come back to you, I promise. But yes, it's speaking to me. But anyway, let's start from the beginning actually. So with this lovers here, we are starting with so the lovers is about obviously love, harmony, trust, whatever, but this is also the card of choice. And it's very important that throughout August you recognize that you always have a choice. We have 6 here, which again is love, whatever. But it's really, really important that you understand that you are the creator of your universe, of your life, and take hold of just take back that power in a sense. So this lovers here is not really saying that you're, well, obviously if you have like a little boo thing or multiple boo things, you might be a little intimate with one of them over the first week of August. But it's also saying not just stuff about love and lust, but also to be at harmony with yourself, with nature, with the universe. Tap into the universal law of oneness, and also just keep, again, the recognition that you have a choice. You have a say in the matter of what is going on. You have free will. Don't just let things sort of just happen to you. You know, let things happen for you instead. Make sure that what you want is something that you agree to. And don't just, be so agreeable in life, I guess. Agree to things that are what your heart desires through August, especially. And I love that we're talking about, oh my gosh, I wish I said this in the intro, but I love that we're talking about the heart with the lovers here. And I was talking about core earlier, and core is Leo. The heart is Leo. Like, that's beautiful. That's such a beautiful connection. Anyway, yes, this is probably why we're having such flirtatious energy, because we're dealing with matters of the heart. That's interesting. Anyway, and this is why we do the tarot forecast. We know what's going on and what energies we're working with. So again, the universal law of oneness is usually radiates love. So yes, this is in alignment. Anyway, so we have yes, the lovers. Keep love with you, also keep choice and consent with you as well. This Six of Wands, if you have wanting to be like, if you have been wanting like a viral moment, this is your moment. If you've been wanting fame, this is your moment. If you want recognition, this is your moment. If you want just like a victory in general, if you want to feel victorious, this is your moment. If you've had like a something that you've been manifesting for a very long time, or just have just asked for in general, you will see that right now. In the second week of August, you will see those come in. Also, if you have been working on something for a very long time, you've been working hard at, maybe this could be like a job, you've been up for a promotion, you've just been working really hard, or there's a bonus involved, something really something that you're passionate in is what we're getting into. So it doesn't necessarily have to be revolving around money, but it could be that could be a product of your hard work as well. But you're going to be rewarded for it in general. You're going to be rewarded for something that you have been passionate about, any like creative endeavors, but specifically just like more so passion is what we're talking about here. If you have been taking initiative to do things as well, this is also where you will see rewards from that as well. But this Wands here, this has been speaking to me forever. And a lot of people, and this is where like you will differ between cards, like differ between deck sets, because Ten of Wands usually doesn't look like this, right? But what speaks to me so much about this card is like, yes, this is duty, obligation, overwhelm, stress, whatever. You might be too stressed in the third week of August. You might have like a little bit of overwhelm, of course, sure. But what I'm really about to tap into is something else here. And it's revolving specifically around the imagery of this card. Same concept, but not you, if that makes sense. So this Ten of Wands here, I'm going to poke around and say that it's your ancestors coming through. This is hard work. This is labor that they have never ever seen the fruits, the rewards of. And these might actually be together, but you will be one continuing their fight, their purpose, whatever, in a sense, if that's what you choose to do. So if that's what you choose to do, excuse me. But also you're seeing the fruits of their labor that they never saw before. And this is great energy because this is like ancestral veneration literally taking place right here, right now. Well, in the third week of August, we see again these two could go hand in hand. It could be that they have done this labor, they have literally worked themselves to the bone, literally, so you could have that victory. But you have to go back and honor them for that as well. But I'm not going to negate, I'm not going to set aside that this could also be you. So if you feel a little bit stressed during the third week of August, try to, obviously de-stress, but, delegate a little bit. Recognize what's high priority. If it's not high priority and you're still stressing about it, move that to another day. You know what I mean? It could wait. There are things that in this life that actually can wait on you, not the other way around. So, again, reclaim that power, reclaim yourself. recenter yourself as well. And enjoy this victory, enjoy your rewards, and let that be the motivation that gets you through to the end of the month. Hear this Four of Swords. Yes, it's like, sure, we can say that this is meditation or whatever, but really what I'm seeing is that this is passivity. It's like, in a way, it's like you're just sort of like subduing an energy that's, you're repressing something, is what I'm trying to say. It's like something in you is trying to come out, and this is interesting. Huh. Anyway, something in you is trying to come out. It could be the beast, that connection. And so again, you have the choice: be in harmony, or, have pressure build up on one side or the other. It's like the yin and the yang, which we see here visually too. It's visually stunning. But it's like you have to choose between your bad and your good. If you're going to choose between your bad and your good, or you're timid and you're outgoing, you're feminine, you're masculine, it's like sometimes you have to choose one or the other, right? But at times you have to choose the one that you aren't most familiar with. um and when you don't choose that, that gets repressed. And sometimes there are these deep inner feelings that are always seated because you never choose to release the beast, um, which is very interesting to say, because, like, what are you trying to say, Jordan, by release the beast? And, like, should I release, like, my inner rage or whatever? Kind of, yes, that's what I'm saying a little bit. Because again, you will always have a choice. Sometimes the beast is there to protect us, right? It's not there necessarily for us to have destruction. Um, and again, I'm pointing to this card again. It's not necessarily there for us to have like this sense of like I'm destroying everything, and like I don't care, I'm hurting people's feelings. I'm self sabotaging or whatever. It's not necessarily always there for that. Sometimes it's there for protection. Sometimes you can't always be nice and lovely. Sometimes you gotta fight back. And so sometimes you have to release the beast. That's what I'm saying. So this Ten of Wands is very interesting. Connecting to this Four of Swords is because you might have to protect what your ancestors fought for, but also you might have to protect yourself, in the sense that you are stressed, in the sense that you are overwhelmed, in the sense that you have so many things to do. You might have to just protect your peace and release the beast a little bit. Release that pressure that is placed upon you. And this is where we get this sort of sense of, okay, now we can go back and meditate. Now we can go back and have like this sort of like rest period and be sort of contained, in a sense. It's because once you protect yourself from that, now you have the space you have the space to figure out what the best course of action is. You know what I mean? Now you've given yourself the grace, and because you set up those boundaries, you've given yourself more space to determine what's going on in your realm, if that makes sense. So yes, this Four of Swords is also talking about meditation, talking about next plans, but it's more methodical, in response to this energy. But you are going to have a great August. Towards the end, it might get a little bit overwhelming, but you'll have like a peaceful period at the end, which is great. But hold on again to this victory. It will come back. And hold on to Lovers as well. Keep that playful, flirty energy about you. Keep that harmony about you, especially when it comes to the Four of Swords. A lot of people think that harmony is just about like, choosing peace. Um, and being always good, but that's not necessarily harmonic in a way. Harmony is about looking at the duality of life and understanding that there's always a choice. But understanding that there's always a choice, and sometimes the choice that we gravitate towards is not always the correct choice. And some of the times, the choice that we want to take, the choice that we feel most aligned with, uh, is not always the right choice either. In a sense that, like, if I feel like I said the same thing twice. What I mean is that sometimes the choice that we usually take isn't the right choice, but also sometimes with the choice that we feel in that moment um, is not the right choice either. So it's about recognizing when to do what and staying aligned with the energy, your energy, and how that would impact yourself. That's what being in harmony is. Recognizing when and where, um, and acting accordingly, um, is what harmony is. So stay in harmony. Recognize that you always have a choice, and your choice does matter. So let's pull an oracle deck. Sorry, not deck, card for you. And let's see any other advice. Oop, this one popped out. Thecla again. Group 1 had this exact same card. Okay, the prophetess of true power. I call my power back from all times and all places. I am my own. I don't even know how I can even talk more about this. Let's start here. I pointed this out last time too. The I am my own is the same. So again, calling back your power, especially like during like the end of the month, recognize that you have a choice in what's going on in your life. And I don't think I can stress that enough. And that you can continue to be happy, joyful, playful, or whatever. But again, sometimes the choices that you don't feel like would lead you there actually do lead you there and lead you there better. Excuse me, I had to cough again, and lead you there more efficiently than the choice that you would usually take, or the choice that would be kind of like the obvious choice to make. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on with me vocally. But I don't know, I'm giving out, I guess. But yes. So I call back my power from all times and all places. I am my own. Really recenter yourself again during these last couple weeks and feel exactly what it is that you're wanting to continue to carry over into September. Recognize that this does not have to happen to you. You don't have to stay in these places for so long. Um or really at all. It could show up and you can choose different. You can choose better for yourself. You don't have to live in the overwhelm. You don't have to live repressed, with all that pressure building up. You don't have to do all of that. You can call back your power. You can choose better for yourself. Even if in the moment you might emotionally feel attached to it, you can detach. You can do the work to let go. And again, to let go, release the beast. And let yourself just surrender and let it go. And yeah, that's, I guess, your message for August 2025. I hope that uh, this helps you, and I hope that this resonated. Please comment below if it did. And like the video if you like this message. So yes, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and we're gonna move on to the next group. Group number 3, welcome to your tarot forecast for August 2025. Let's see what you have. Sorry if my voice is going in and out. I had a little like voice hiccup during group 2. So yes, let's see. We love, don't we? Oh, we love. We lust. That was a little tarot joke for you anyway. That's hilarious. this is a very significant moment in your life. You see all this major arcana here? Yeah, this is a lot. This is a very significant time in your life. This is like a point in time where you have to pay attention. You have to be intentional. So I'm going to say right now, to set your intentions for August. I know I said that in the intro, but I'm going to say it now. Be intentional and move with intention, because this is a pivotal moment in your life. So yeah, pay attention. Overall, again, it's like giving divinity. It's giving choice. Um, and intuition. You have to be like intuitively guided. You have to like strengthen your intuition. You have to be like in tune with yourself on 10 this August, but otherwise it looks pretty good. Um so with this devil here, it's really important that I want to say throughout this whole time, I really want you to keep the star with you. But it seems like during the first week of your August, it's gonna be a little bit like, I won't say that you're like in your lustfulness and your greed or whatever, because sometimes you might be into that. Like you might be in that area. You might be a little bit greedy. You might be a little bit lusty, holding on to things that you don't need, hoarding. Doing all this. Not really like in your self sabotage era. You know, not really like needing anything but wanting everything. In a sense, you might be tapped into that energy, but what it feels like is that you're just in like a strained situation. Excuse me, I keep coughing. Anyway, you might be in a strained situation where, I don't know, like things are just not going the way that you are expecting them to, but like not because it's like you're trying to manifest or something like that, and you're like doing your visualization or whatever. You're like, oh, why isn't this working? It's not that. It's like literally just like life is a little strange for you. Life is strange, but life is a little bit strange for you. Things are happening that shouldn't happen. um it, it's just not. You're in a weird place. The energy is weird. The energy is off. um and it could just be, opposing forces, and they're fighting over, you, I guess, in a sense. But that's really funny because it's the devil. I was just thinking devil angel, whatever. Anyway, on like the shoulders. Um, That's a very fun image. But yeah, it's like essentially that. Like they're just fighting over you, like fighting for you to take whatever path that you need to take. Um, but it's like things are trying to get like, you've called the attention of something, whether that be like a person that doesn't really like you and wants to, sabotage your joy or, your future or something like that. Or it could just be, just outside forces in general. Um, it could be a monitoring spirit. If you know what that is, like they're looking at your success and are like literally being vampiric and draining that into theirs. Like they're literally taking your success and putting that into them. So it could be a monitoring spirit, which could be another person again, or it could just be a spirit in general. But you have to be careful about like who you let into your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations, who you let see those things, because that's, where most of them work. And again, the evil eye is so real. Um, Someone could be sending you major, major evil eye right now. So my suggestion would be to, while you do your money bowl at the first of the month, also do ward refreshers, or do some protection work, or carry like again black tourmaline, hematite, those sorts of things. Like have yourself be like spiritually protected. Wear an evil eye if you have one. But yes, have yourself be spiritually protected during the second week. You'll see during the second week of August, and I want you to carry this throughout August. During the second week of August, you'll see a little bit of hope, a little bit of light shining down on you. This also can be divine inspiration telling you where to go, what to do, guiding you out of that like weird space, that weird energy. Look for it, seek it, be open to it, open your heart, open your mind, to the possibilities of you leading this way. So you might actually just be attached. Not that I'm getting into it, you might be attached to like feelings that you don't necessarily need to hold on to anymore, and it's time for you to let that go as well. Like it could be that you're addicted to like negative feelings, and or you just like addiction in general might pop up, but letting that go is something that you need to do. um so yeah, that's another thing that's popping up here before the star. Again, the divine guidance is coming through, where you have a choice to um you have a moment to seek divine guidance and divine inspiration, and now's the time for that. Also, just inspiration and hope in general will enter your life. If you have been looking for a sign, it might come through this time. If you, excuse me, if you are like an artist, or you have like, yes, if you are like an artist and you're looking for your magnum opus, it can also come through during this time as well. um but this King of Cups here, and we are going to come back to this, but this King of Cups, I feel like these two go together. So like during like the middle of August, like pay attention to these two. um this King of Cups here is basically a protector. Like you are protecting yourself, you are tapping back into your devotion to yourself. Not only like your devotion, but your wisdom, your deep innate knowing of what you should do and what you um like have gathered throughout your life. You're just your life lessons. You're moving through love. Again, you're moving through devotion to your cause, your purpose, your dreams, whatever it may be. You're not letting this devil break you down. You're taking your divine inspiration, and you're moving through with it as the king does, as the protector does. You are protecting your life force, essentially, your vitality, your flow, and you're moving it back into the direction that it needs to be moving. You're moving your energy back into the direction that it needs to be moving. So taking back your power. That has been that has popped up in all three readings. The take back power statement. That's interesting, and I almost cursed. I'm trying not to do that anymore because I don't get demonetized. But that is very interesting. But yes, taking back your power, um, reclaiming the self that never changes, and also just like again going back to that wisdom, realizing the patterns, or in recognizing everything that's been going on, having your eyes opened to where you are and where you were, and choosing something else, choosing different, choosing better for yourself. Now, the moon here is something that you should be cautious of, but also something that you should embrace. Again, being heavily reliant on your intuition. Sometimes the moon shows us illusions. Sometimes the moon shows us illusions not to trick us, not to, have us be on our toes, or, trap us into, some sort of whatever. But it shows us illusions to show us perspective. It shows us illusions to show us things that might not be realistic but are 100% real. Um, it shows us illusions to bring our dream state back to material, if that makes sense. But it doesn't do a good job of doing that because, again, it's dreamlike in essence. Nighttime focused, where things can get a little bit hazy and unusual in a sense. So sometimes when the moon pops up, it's not always about, oh, there's illusions, stay focused and know what's real and what isn't. Sometimes the illusions are real. Sometimes, you have to be in a state of uh, delirium, in a state that's not necessarily realistic for you to get what you want or for you to get where you need to be. And that's what the moon tells us here, is that sometimes what's real and what isn't is a very thin line and can very much easily be confused with one another. And it's our job, and sometimes it's both. Sometimes they're both, like, your options are both real. And sometimes we have to be the ones that decide what's real and what isn't. We have to choose what is our reality and what isn't. And the one that looks real, the more realistic to you, is usually the one that most people choose, right? Excuse me. But the one that doesn't seem real is usually the one that most people desire, most people want, most people seek, their dream. Do you understand what I'm saying? So sometimes the moon shows us our realities, but because we cannot personally see through whatever material that we've just subscribed to, we've agreed to, we can't see ourselves living our dream. We can't see ourselves actually grasping that and holding it in our hands. And that's the problem, and that is the illusion that our moon tries to teach us. It's not only just the phases of the moon, it's also phases of reality, different realities that the moon presents. So when you're going back and you're choosing your devotion, let yourself be devoted to what you know is true in your heart, your core self, what yourself knows. Because that is what will guide you through. Again, be heavily reliant on your intuition. Not just you being a human being and experiencing human being things, because sometimes that's just, you give into systems that aren't really set up for your success. And again, that's just part of the system. But again, sometimes you have to step outside of that. And sometimes it's hard for our brains, especially if you're more logic based, to step outside of the system and try something new. And it's not just, logic, more logically based people that are like dealing with this illusion. It's just the fact that our brains will like get a dopamine hit from choosing something familiar, when it's really the unfamiliar that literally drives us. The unknown drives us to our success. Choosing the unknown, not every time, but choosing the unknown, taking risks, taking leaps, believing in the illusions, not all of them, again, being intuitively led, but choosing your own reality, whether or not others will say that's fake, whether it's, others will say that it's like far-fetched, out of your league, whatever. Choosing your own reality, again, taking your power back, choosing for yourself what you feel is right. That's what this is all about. So that was powerful as fuck. See, that was just powerful. I'm trying not to curse anymore. Anyway, let's pick your oracle card. See what comes through. I swear, if I get Thekla again, it's gonna be very interesting. Let's see. What do we need to hear? Anything else? Oh, we have Diana, not Thecla again, but that's very interesting. Queen of the wilderness, the language of the natural world is a frequency of above. This is my mother tongue. This is very important because if you ever read The Alchemist, they talk about the universal language, and I feel like this mirrors this message of that being love, which I 100% agree with. So if you can just tune more into love, if you are in a bad space, channel love. If you don't know where you're going, if you can't choose a side, pick which one that resonates with you most on the frequency of love. And this is going to help you with, strengthening your intuition, knowing yourself, whatever, but also just getting you in tune again with the universal language. um she's saying the natural world is a frequency of love, the language of the natural world. So get in tune with love again. Keep that playful energy about you. Keep it flirty. Keep it. This necessarily isn't playful, but being open, have like a childlike wonder, a child's open-mindedness in a way, um, is really what you need to be doing. Keep an open mind and follow your heart. When you wish upon a star, here's like, that song. Anyway, there's something there for you too. But uh, yeah. So follow love, go through love, walk through love, and have the time of your life, basically. And that's not part of the message, but I'm getting cut off once again. So channel love. That will be kind of like your compass. If you aren't really familiar with your intuition, that'll be your compass for you throughout this month. But yes, that is all for your reading. Thank you so much for um allowing me to read for you. And if this message resonated with you, please, 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 please comment below in the comment section. That I did because I love reading your comments. So thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, the link will be in the description. Thanks. This was your tarot forecast for August 2025. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. And I thought that all of these messages were so incredibly powerful. Guys, this August can be life-changing for you, genuinely. And so if you would like to go and watch what everyone else has, I would highly recommend doing so because these messages were on fire and it's beautiful. And I think all of them were on fire. I think all of them had flames, which is interesting. Very passionate, very creative, very inspirational, very innovative. Anyway, very life-giving energy is what I'm trying to say, but also can be destructive, but we're not getting into that because that wasn't really into, well, I stand corrected. It was a little bit in there. But yes, if your message resonated with you, please comment below. And if you would like a more in-depth reading, please book a reading with me with the link in my description, in the description of this video. And I'd be happy to do a reading for you. Also, my readings are on sale right now. No code necessary, but they are all on sale. So if you would like a reading, please, please, please do so now because they will be on sale until the end of August. So do one now while I'm able to remind you. So yes, if you want to follow me on socials, all my social media links will be down in the description. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. Bye.